Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So finally, the long-awaited compensation for all the input issues, which I do also find funny that Kabam never actually calls it compensation. They call it Karina's care package, and compensation is not mentioned in virtually any of the kind of like messaging, because they did send out some Twitter messages, they did make a post about it, and yeah, they address it as Karina's care package rather than compensation, but this is quite interesting. So I will be opening the Nexus crystal here, as we can see, but we're obviously going to go over the compensation itself, my thoughts about it, and well, as far as I have gathered, your guys' thoughts about it as well. So Thronebreaker and Paragon players are getting a Nexus 6-star crystal, a 5-star Nexus, which is honestly quite laughable. I'm going to definitely talk about that in a second. 2 to 3 rank up gem, generic, and some rank 4 materials, 5 energy refills, 6,000 glory, 1 million loyalty, and 1 million gold. And overall, from my personal perspective, and here's what I urge people to understand. I am at the very tippy top of the game, and it would take a lot to kind of like impress me. And I understand that it is an unrealistic goal for Kabam to send a generalized compensation for, you know, all the people that, you know, would impress, you know, me or the players at the very, very top of the game. And I fully understand that that was never going to happen. Therefore, I didn't have too much expectations of this compensation in the first place. That being said, I made a poll on my stream, and it was fairly even. You know, initially the nays were more active than the yays, and then eventually by the end of it, I think it was about 55 to 45% of people were in fact satisfied with the compensation. Now, again, to carry on with the personal thoughts, I did kind of somewhat hope for a bit more, but again, with Kabam, the key trick is never expect too much, so you're not too disappointed, and this is just one of those cases. Again, whenever the discussion is about something that gets sent out for everyone, and without trying to sound, you know, super elitist or arrogant guy or something like that, I do fully understand that as long as it involves like a very large group of players, it is extremely unlikely for it to be something that impresses me personally, just because I'm somewhat further ahead than majority of the players in the game. But the fact that they combined Thronebreaker and Paragon levels, I don't particularly mind about that personally, because I do think that for majority of the time that these issues were happening in the game, all Paragon players were Thronebreaker players, and a lot of players who are currently Thronebreaker would have been Paragon had not all of these game issues inputs forcing people to, I don't know, take a break from their alliances, you know, play less competitively in Alliance Quest or Alliance War, or just, you know, put off clearing Karina's challenges and stuff like that. So I'm perfectly fine with it in this case, where Thronebreaker and Paragon players do get the same compensation. I do have to address the 5-star Nexus though, and 100%, I kind of wish they didn't include it at all for Paragon players. And I spoke about this, you know, on the stream as well, where if somebody has at least 3 rank 4 6-stars, that player will not give a shit about that 5-star Nexus. Not that I want to sound ungrateful, but, you know, that 5-star Nexus could be 4-star Nexus for all anybody cares, because at that point they are quite virtually, you know, just 24 ISO bricks, and that's what they are. Really did surprise me. It did feel kind of really out of place, and not visually, and also kind of like just like looking at it, this compensation would be much easier to kind of value and take seriously if that 5-star Nexus would not be there. Because sending out 5-star Nexus to Paragon players, in my opinion, just shows exactly how little Kabam understands their own player base. Now, I'll give that a pass, just because this compensation also goes out to brand new, fresh, baby-faced Thronebreakers who have just become Thronebreakers, and players like that will obviously care about 5-star Nexus to some degree. But yeah, like sending this to any Paragon player does kind of seem like a bit of a wink wink, nudge nudge, you know, almost like a little dig at the players. I don't know. I would have genuinely kind of, yeah, prefer this compensation without that 5-star Nexus, I suppose. That's how little it means. And again, that's without trying to sound arrogant. It's just the fact that if you do have 3 rank 4 6 stars, you are well past, you know, being super bothered about the 5-star Nexus crystals and stuff like that. And I also don't think it's particularly appropriate. Then to kind of like break it down, I'm not, you know, super unhappy. I do think it's fine. I do think for, you know, ton of players will be really satisfied with this compensation again. And I love the addition of 1 million loyalty, especially with the change to Alliance War. That is still, you know, a temporary band-aid, but it is still quite nice to have. Some glory. Glory is one of the best resources in the game because it's very versatile. 5 energy refills, that's cool. The thing that is missing from this, in my opinion, is some refills. Sorry, some potions, some revives. Some units would have been nice, but Kabam never really gives out units, so I didn't really expect that. But I did expect to see some potions in there. I did expect to see some revives in there. I would have loved to see some 1 to 2 rank up gems, just because of how big of a struggle tier 4 class Catalyst is. If they could replace that 5-star Nexus with like 2 rank 1 to 2 gems, the compensation would be way, way better. And then also kind of logically thinking about it, I was kind of half expecting at the very least 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal. But it's not there. And again, no matter what Kabam does, no matter what Kabam sends out, Kabam could send out double this amount or triple this amount. There would be still people who would be, you know, really upset, who would say it's absolute garbage compensation. And let me clarify that, you know, I don't think it's absolute garbage. Kabam is never gonna, you know, appease everybody in this game. And obviously this compensation has to be thought of in the context of all the monthly revives and refills and health potions that they sent to us for nearly a year, and the weekly Alliance for compensation as well. So the people who do say this is like for the year's worth of suffering and stuff like that, whilst, you know, I do want to agree with that statement in spirit, it's not quite entirely true, because you can't, you know, I don't know, when you go to work and you work for an entire year and you do get some money paid to you weekly and some extra money paid to you monthly, but, you know, not your entire wage, you can't look at your final wage at end of the year that you have kind of accumulated and think of it as if this was all year's worth of work. No, because you have gotten advance payments, kind of, in a sense. So I kind of look at this compensation the same way. This is just kind of like the final top-up. The problem, however, is that obviously the game is still not fixed. The game is as bad as it has ever been. The weekly compensation is not out. And that would have been the only real compensation that I really needed. A working bloody game. But we haven't gotten that yet. So, you know, is this a day of celebration for me personally? No. I would return all of these items plus any valuable items, you know, in my stash, if that would mean that I get a working game. All of this compensation, you know, they are items, resources that, you know, without doubt are welcome. But at the same time, every single thing that is in here, I will acquire at some point by playing the game. Whether it's going to take me a month or 2 or 3. And none of it, you know, matters in the context of working game, as far as I'm concerned. So it's very important to realize that, you know, we got some goodies, but, you know, the game's still not in a great place. There are arguably more bugs than there have ever been. The control input issues are as bad as they have ever been. And that is kind of like my biggest worry, that people will let go of it for a bit when I really don't think that should happen. But here we are. That is about it. Let me know what you guys think about the compensation. I do, you know, I don't actively dislike it. I'm not gonna, you know, rage about it or make a series of videos saying that it's crap, we deserve more, we need to get more, we deserve better. At the same time, you know, I would have liked to see some more either Nexuses or Crystal Shards. I don't like that there are no 6-star Crystal Shards in it as well at all. The 5-star Nexus is quite ridiculous. I do think Kabam could have made it better, but no matter how good they would have made it, you know, it wouldn't necessarily make it feel like it's amazing compensation for everybody. So I kind of understand why, in my opinion, they took a fairly reserved and a low approach, so to speak. And yeah, I definitely heard a lot of mixed opinions. A lot of people are happy, a lot of people are unhappy. Communities as with everything divided. As I said, it was nearly 50-50 for the duration of the poll. So yeah, let me know where do you stand and whether you pulled something good from that Nexus. Whoa, I almost forgot actually. I almost forgot. We're gonna open that Nexus. I spoke for 10 minutes and I genuinely nearly forgot that I am meant to open my Nexus. Well, let's open the 5-star Nexus. Well, why not? I think there are a couple of new 5-stars that I could get, but obviously we're not getting any of that, so we're just gonna take a max seekability crystal, which, you know, vast majority of these things turn out to be always. I'm gonna take a Mystic one, because I think I will do some Mystic rank up soon. Why not? And let's see if we can get something nice from that 6-star Nexus. Any new champion I absolutely love. It's very hard for me to pull new champions. And, you know, most of the first-time dupes I also absolutely love. So let's see, what do we have? Ooh, we have a new champion. Sweet. Absolutely don't care about Sig level Human Torch. And second time today, I'm kind of forced with a dilemma. Previously, earlier today from Alliance War, I chose 20 Sig levels and Ghost over Awakening Rogue. And today I'm going to be choosing a new champion. I mean, this time I'm going to be choosing a new champion because it's very rare for me to get new champions. It truly is. So this time around, yeah, I think I am just going to pick the new champion because Ronan is one of the fairly few 6-star champions that I'm lacking. So I'm actually quite happy with this. I understand that not many people would have made that choice. I understand, especially given that there's Human Torch on the side. And I also understand that not all that many people, you know, would have picked Ronan over Rogue first-time dupe. But given the fact that out of all the 6-star champions in the game, you know, I can still only pull like Blade, Iceman, Icarus, Jabari, Panther, Korg, Kraven, Medusa, Thor, Jane Foster, and Wolverine X23 from basic crystals. So yeah, every single time I do have a chance to snap a new champion, I'm gonna take it. Unless it's like a, I don't know, top tier dupe of, you know, Diablo or Moleman or something. So here we are. Have a new champion. Quite happy with that. Obviously could be better, could be worse, but let me know what you guys got, and I will see you soon. Later. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about